Another big show today. I guess we're on TV Monday, Tuesday, Gronk Day. Rob Gronkowski will be here. We'll be on Zooms that are probably pretty similar looking. I'm sure he's doing something fabulous for his Thanksgiving as our last show of Thanksgiving week. So happy Turkey Day to you guys, all your little turkeys, your teams, whatever you're thankful for this year. It'll be all the warm vibes on the show. Kevin Durant was on our program. We're going to give you a little more of a Turkey Day spin from our guy KD, who is back and won. Him and Beal crush it. He had a dunk yesterday, just unbelievable. We'll get into that. And we have Devontae Adams comes on our show every week. What a treat to welcome Garrett Wilson to the program today. He's going to give his thoughts on what Aaron Rodgers had to say just yesterday, what's going on going forward. Lots happening in New York. What's happening on the show today? Matthew Hamilton, happy Thanksgiving Day to you, my friend. You're so many things. I can't get into it. Will you talk for 3 seconds while I go grab my coffee? Just talk.
Yeah, sure. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Yeah, you too, buddy.
Hope it's a small coffee today because seems like you're already pretty fired up. But yeah,
the guy.
I'm interested to hear what those things are that you have to say. But yeah, you'd save that for off the air. I'm sure it's not appropriate.
The brain of the operation. You're the best. You do it effing all. I couldn't do it without you. And I'm grateful for you, buddy. I'm grateful for you, buddy.
Guys. Expecting that to take another turn, but I really appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm with my brother all week, and it is we don't hang out ever. It's the longest I've hung out with him since I think we were little and grew up in the house together. And the PTSD that it's you're triggering me by him being mean to me. Big brother, little sister stuff. And he's just constantly like, we're just this and this, and it's constant. Like I can't wear anything he doesn't make fun of. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, you are Hamilton. You are Matthew Hamilton. So you're like a brother to me. You know it. We love it. We got lots going on. Do you want to take a look at the slate?
Let's do it. Let's take a look at that slate.
You take a look. You take a look at the first one. What are you looking at here? There's 3 Thanksgiving Day games. Then how about that Chiefs Friday?
Yeah, the Chiefs have a chance to actually clinch a playoff spot in that Black Friday game. They're in with a win over the Raiders or a loss from either one of the Dolphins, Chargers, or Broncos, and they are a 12-point favorite in that one over Vegas.
The Bills, they got a chance to wrap up the AFC East. They beat the Niners on Sunday night. Dolphins lose to the Packers. That has to happen too. Buffalo, by the way, a 6.5-point favorite at home. If you want to go hang out on FanDuel Sportsbook with that one. Vikings, Cardinals, that's got playoff implications, Hams.
Yeah, the Vikings, they're 3.5-point favorites there. The Cardinals trying to work their way back in after that loss last weekend. But we'll see if the Vikings' newly signed backup quarterback Daniel Jones is going to be suited up on the sidelines in that one.
Oh, we will see. Congratulations to Daniel Jones. Love to see that. We love a rewrite. And the Ravens, by the way, 3-point faves at home in that Sunday late afternoon window game against the Eagles, even though Philly are winners of 7 straight. Speaking of Sunday, all right, we got a cool thing going on. We cover daily fantasy pretty well on the program. We like it. I gotta say, not to be self-aggrandizing, but we're pretty freaking good at it. So here's what we decided to do. We asked FanDuel if they would partner with us on a free, I'm talking free, truly free daily fantasy contest. We're calling it the 25K Challenge. It's Sunday's slate of action, okay? So you can put a lineup together every Sunday game and Sunday Night Football, the Niners Bills, so you can use those guys too. And basically, it'll be 25K in cash prizes. The top prize, if you win, you get 5K. That's a pretty nice freaking check here in the holiday season. And then it'll sort of filter out down and get divvy. But it's free money, okay? Where you'll finish kind of dictates what part and what cut of that 25K you get. Cash prize, people. You can start setting your lineups over on FanDuel Fantasy right now. We know it. We love it. We're going to get into some daily fantasy guys we love for this and for everything else. But please go play. It'll be so fun. And we've got thousands of people already signed up. And I think I can beat everyone. So we're going to get into all of that. I do want to get into things that we are underreacting to. It is Wednesday. Things that we're thankful for. There's a couple things I got to dish out. And I want to start in Green Bay because, yes, Saquon. And oh my gosh, Monday night, Harbaugh Bowl, Derrick Henry, and what he's doing for his like 8th year in a row. They're stealing the headlines. They're stealing the MVP moments on these sports shows. But we do want to make sure that we are not underreacting to Josh Jacobs. I got a Josh Jacobs loving staff on the Up and Adam show. Hamilton, Tierra, they're putting Josh Jacobs in front of me like, you need to be talking about him. It wasn't so much on my radar because I think the other guys are stealing the headlines. And to be honest, I'm probably still trying to process Aaron Jones not being a Packer anymore. But it's working out great for him. And Jacobs is crushing it in Green Bay. It's not getting enough love, but let's look at the best case scenario for everyone and how it's worked out. And we don't want to sleep on what Josh has done. 106 yards, 3 touchdown performance in this win over the Niners. He was the story. He's 3rd in the league, though, which I don't think people know. 3rd in the league in rushing. He's right behind Saquon. He's nipping at the heels of King Henry. And it's the first time that the Packers have had a top 5 ranked run game in over 20 years. He's the constant in this offense, people. He navigated the Jordan Love injury. This Packers team doing their thing. LaFleur not getting enough coach of the year love either. He's putting together, though, Josh Jacobs, really, truly one of the best seasons we've seen from a Packer running back. If you look at this, 85.8 yards per game, 5th highest we've seen from a Packer running back in like 50 years, 60 years, in fact. Yeah, Dorsey Levens, Hamilton's telling me in my ear. This is how psychotic. Dorsey Levens, everybody. That's pretty incredible company, though. That's the Vince Lombardi era, Jim Taylor. Amon Green, okay, he's doing it like that. And there's no victory laps for Goody, of course, because as we heard from A.J. Dillon, as we sort of see from Jordan Love's mannerisms, they got bigger fish to fry. This isn't about being a top rusher. They want to string together, and even an 8-3 season, they don't care. They care about January. They care about February, when having a guy that can run like Josh Jacobs is going to be pretty beneficial. Great job by him. By the way, Goody brings in Xavier McKinney. I mean, Hamilton, get in here. Are you joking? You have here, who brought in Xavier McKinney? Not Goody. Are you insane?
I mean, Goody with an assist from you. Is that fair?
Have you lost your mind? I alone with no one. I have firstborns on the way. I have firstborns being named after me. There's a statue of me outside the Oval Office that's being built out of marble. Kevin Durant's not getting a statue, he says. I'm getting a statue for bringing Xavier McKinney here. I can't believe, literally, Hamilton writes me some notes here, but Levens is on here. You're an insane person. Levens, and with all respect to Levens, Dorsey Levens, and of course Amon Green and Jim Taylor, but he literally has in here, great job by Goody bringing in Xavier McKinney, who leads the league in picks. Yeah. Shepherd's hook. Derek,
I mean,
our director? No. Get him out of here.
You negotiated the contract too? All of it?
Get him out of here. Packers, the 3rd shortest odds to win the NFC right now, by the way. That's a note I like in here. 750, plus 750, guys. If they win over the Dolphins, and we'll ask Gronkowski if they can, that's going to shorten those odds, and I like to see that. Okay, next up. Here's the other thing we're underreacting to. If you have any, please hit me. Bring it on and Up at Adam show. We've got Garrett Wilson on the way. Gronk's on the way. A little, can Kevin Durant cook? You'll find out here on the program. I want to talk about Tony Pollard. We're keeping the running alive. I'm running from family members' questions on Thanksgiving, but we're talking running backs here. Let's talk about Pollard and the Titans, okay? He carried the ball for 24 times for 119 yards. I apologize. He had a touchdown in this game. Tennessee upset. They looked stunning. Their opponent was stunned. He was really consistently making something out of nothing, wasn't he? Running through tackles, cutback lanes, just incredible. We used to hear things out of Dallas like, oh, can Tony Pollard handle a full workload? Can he blah, 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 blah. This is the featured dude for this offense, and he is 7th in the league in rushing. The Cowboys, needless to say, 31st as a team. They play tomorrow. Enjoy that. This is pretty remarkable, and it deserves some love on our show because, this came with some Hall of Fame shoes to fill, if you look contextually, okay? He's filling in for Derrick Henry. He's filling in behind an O-line that's in the middle of a transition. But if you look, and I'm not going to say he's Derrick Henry, but we're going to do the comp. Why not? Why not? Tony's actually rushed for more yards, okay? More receiving yards, higher yards per carry average than Derrick Henry did at this point last season with the Titans, same O-line-ish, okay? he's balling. And I'm glad he had a chance to show it against a great caliber team like the Texans. They head to Washington, you guys. Those Commanders trying to right the ship after a 3-game lull in which Kevin Durant said, focus, stay focused, details are what leads to wins, and they cannot lose their 4th straight. We want to wrap up here with underreactions, giving some love to Brandon Graham. I love Brandon Graham. He's truly one of the best, most vibrant players. Love his energy, and they put him on IR. The Eagles put him on IR. Kind of soul of that team right now. He had a torn triceps that we all saw happen against the Rams. I don't want to underreact to what he has done, what he's continued to do for this squad, everybody, even though he won't be there physically playing. It matters. Here he is in the locker room after talking to reporters. Take a look.
Got a special team right now, and it's time for some people to step on up, you know. But I'm happy just where we at. I'm happy as a team, and if anything, if I was gonna go out, I'm happy with the way, you know, I played today. And you know, I couldn't ask for nothing else, man. With this team that we got, we just got to stay focused, and I'm gonna make sure that, as far as, you know, me as a leader, I'm gonna make sure my presence felt as far as that part.
I have no doubt Josh Sweat, Nolan Smith, other edge rushers, they're going to make a presence going forward. Maybe even Shaq Barrett with these rumors going around, though I think if he comes back, it's with Tampa. We'll get to that at some point, I'm sure, our friend of the show. But what, you know, it's just, what does this mean? Is this it for Brandon? This is the last we're going to see of Brandon. We were at Eagles camp in July, not once, not twice, but I've interviewed him. I've been around him. We mentioned retirement. We talked about it. If this is it, he went out, guys, on such a freaking high note, even to Sunday night. Let's just take a look, okay? He told us at camp that he's never, or we told him actually, he didn't know that he's never sacked Matthew Stafford, okay? This is their 6th game against each other. And Stafford, the last quarterback on this Eagles schedule, on the schedule that he had not sacked yet. It was a week after dropping Jaden Daniels in his first ever meeting with him. Graham was flying all over the place. He had 3 quarterback hits. He had 2 TFLs. He had a beautiful pass breakup as well. He has been, and he has been playing out of his mind, not only this year, but especially over the last month. We've got to give him love for this. He sacked Stafford last week. It pushes him into 3rd, guys, on the Eagles' all-time sack list. Who's he behind? Trent Cole and only Reggie White, okay? Those last 2 TFLs push him ahead of Cole for the most in franchise history. This is Howie's guy. Howie's like, I want you to help me in the front office. I love you. My first, this is heartbreaking, bittersweet, but we're giving him his love just how he'd want it, okay? He has played more games as an Eagle than anyone to ever have put on that winged helmet. Just that alone, let's revel in, okay, people, on this day before Turkey Day. He's 2nd in forced fumbles. The forced fumble on Brady is kind of the first thing everybody thinks, as you should, in the Super Bowl. That is the biggest defensive play and will likely stand that way in Eagles history. Brandon Graham, you can tell he's one of my favorites, right? He is. He's a legend. It is an unbelievable legacy if this is it. And I hope it's not, or it's what he wants. And he's very aware. He knows what's coming. His, you know, the Fletcher Coxes, the Jason Kelce's have gone before him. He's got Lane there. Lane's probably so sad right now. And I'm not saying that this ends here. Brandon is a heartbeat on the team. Luke Kuechly's got first ballot Hall of Famer. He's saying Brandon Graham is going to be as impactful off the field in helping these guys, coaching them up, getting the best out of them, motivating them. I don't know if there's like a pre-retirement tour vibe happening. I don't know what this season really was. But I do think we should listen to what he told me back in July when we were sort of talking about the vibes, the ease of training camp, and comparing it to the ones he had when he was a young rook.
I mean, I could play a couple more years because of how practices are.
Hold on.
I ain't saying it like that, but I'm saying
clip it, send it out. No, I don't need to hear anything else.
I don't want to hear anything else. He's one of my favorites. He's given us iconic memories. Gronk probably doesn't like him because of what he did to Brady, and they won their Super Bowl. You got to respect him, and what a legacy. Whatever you decide to do from here, BG, whether it's television, which I hope you do, being around the team like you've sworn that you will be. We see you, we recognize you, we appreciate your greatness, we love you, and I'm wishing the best to you and the Eagles against Baltimore on Sunday. We'll be back. Thanksgiving vibes are high. Rob Gronkowski joining us after this. We've got Garrett Wilson from the Jets on the program. Daniel Jones is a Viking. We've got Kevin Durant on Turkey Day at next. Did I do that justice, Hamilton?
It's pretty good. Yeah, I'll take it.
I love him. I love him.
Yeah. I remember he was doing that whole Jeter like retirement tour thing when we talked to him in camp. But
yeah,
he was already flirting with coming back though. You like in that clip that we showed, he was after the game, he didn't totally close the door. So I wonder if there's a scenario that
yeah, but I think that was, if I remember correctly, and this might be wrong, it was predicated on why wouldn't I play if my body's okay?
Yeah.
So,
but even after that game, he's like, I don't know if I want to go out like that. I got to see how I feel, how this thing ends for us as a team.
I liked what Kuechly said, but I mean, here I am disagreeing with Luke Kuechly, not smart, but I would say he almost made it seem like he wasn't that impactful on the field anymore. The way he said what he said about, his leadership off is really where it's like, no, he was a fucking monster. Like,
yeah. And especially like,
great. Yeah. So it's the level he's playing at is playing into him saying that he wants to come back, because why wouldn't he? He's playing at that level.
Yeah, definitely. And he kind of said too, I went back and I watched that whole interview from training camp last night, and he says too, like, I feel like knowing that this is it, I'm just going to lay it all on the line. I'm going to have my best year in a while. Like, he kind of called his shot on it, and we were seeing it. That's what also makes it so devastating, because he was so impactful, especially with the Bryce Huff injury the Eagles have been dealing with. He's been their most consistent guy generating a pass rush this year.
Great game this weekend. Oh my gosh, it's a great Sunday game. My goodness.
Yeah.
How do you do like the filter thing on here to make me not look like shit? Isn't that on here somewhere? Why it used to be under video, now it's not.
I don't know.
Gotta put a fucking Valencia something. That's 2 F-bombs in our break. I apologize, YouTube. Happy family show.
Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Let me just adjust for hangover somewhere. Where does this happen? Kidding. I don't have anything to drink last night. Thank you. I wish that was how I look today. Brandon Graham, we love you. That's it.
To summarize.
Oh, we're on television. What happened to our video of Rob Gronkowski? Remember when you were a big deal and we used to have an intro video for you, a hype video?
Yeah, the intro video was getting a little bit old now. We kind of need a new one of me being at all my inductions into all the Hall of Fames that I've been going into over the last couple of weeks. The Boston Hall of Fame, the Buffalo Hall of Fame, maybe one day the Canton Hall of Fame, and that will be the new introduction video from here on out.
We got to get a little Dudes on Dudes, getting an Emmy. We got to get, like, there's a lot, Fox Sunday. There's a lot we can do. There's got to be a slow-mo of you coming out of the hell. Yeah, you're right. That is completely our bad. I promise you that in 2025, you will have a brand new highlight reel, hype video. Love having you on the show. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll get into all sorts of things. But, I was at the pool. I'm flipping through Fortune magazine yesterday, and I'm reading about you and this genius investment you made a decade ago.
Yeah, I did. Actually, Julian and I, we were on a little tour. I think it was 2 days ago, actually, just promoting our new podcast, Dudes on Dudes, which obviously we did 2 weeks ago here on your show when he came on, which was really cool. And the podcast is going well, but we were talking to Fortune.com or Fortune 500 or whatever the news article it was we were talking to. And they just asked me my best investment. And it just made me recall the time when my contractor just kept telling me every single day, hey, invest in Apple. And I'm like, I don't really know anything about stocks. I'm 23 years old, 24 years old. It's like, I don't know. And then finally I just did it. Obviously, knowing me, I felt like the appropriate number would be 69,000 to put in. And then it was probably it was the best investment I have made to this day. No doubt about it.
Who do you credit for being good with money? Because you're good. That's sort of a thing that follows you around. People see Gronk and they're like, he's good with money. I've heard that a lot. Why are you good with money?
I mean, I would just say because I just basically get the basics, you know? It's not like I'm out there, you know, buying materialistic objects like
Why
watches,
not?
chains, even though I do have a chain, but I waited for a couple of years in order to get the chain when I was financially stable. And the chain's really cool. But I just never really went out there and bought expensive cars, no big lavish house. You know, I just kept it basic for the first 4 years. I was just renting a condo with a buddy, splitting rent, which was like $1,200 a month. You know, that's nothing compared to an NFL paycheck. So just kept it simple and easy.
Is there anything you regret buying? Is there a purchase that you're like, I shouldn't have bought that?
I actually bought this. Do you hear my dog barking? He's trying to get the
Yes.
ball underneath the couch. Well, if he's still going in,
Hi,
in 20 seconds,
Ralphie.
I'll
Happy
go and grab it
Thanksgiving,
real quick.
Ralphie.
But I bought this. It was a really cool like Monster Jeep. So I'm sponsored by Monster, obviously Energy. So like my friend was at an auction and he sent me a picture. He's like, "Yo, this is a Jeep and it's all decked out in Monster gear." And and I was like, "No way, that looks really cool." It's an off-road. It had the off-roading tires. It had no rooftop to it. And I had him buy it for me at the auction. I never even looked at the car. I didn't even know if it ran or anything. I'll buy that thing for me at the auction. And it was $23,000 actually that it costed. It got shipped to me, and then I rode it around my neighborhood 2 times for about a total of maybe 4 miles. And I felt like I was going to flip in the thing. It felt really dangerous. And then I shipped it off to get it, you know, redone and upgraded and everything. And then I never seen it again. And then eventually I sold it from that wherever I shipped it off to. I sold it from there for about $3,000. So it was possibly the worst investment of all time, but it's okay. It's a learning lesson.
I think you should replace. I don't know if you should be on that shark show. I'd like to see you. I think somebody on your family was on it, but I think I feel like you could be a shark.
Yes, Shark Tank. Yes, my brother was actually on it with his company Ice Shape when he started about 5-6 years ago, and then we went on as a family, all my brothers and I, and we've played them in Flip Cup actually, and absolutely dominated them, which was kind of weird. They were kind of like really uncoordinated trying to flip the cup. I thought they would at least have some type of skills, but they didn't. So being a shark would be kind of cool. Well, I don't think I got time for that, Kay. I'm busy already.
Do you want to go get Ralphie?
Yeah. Ralphie,
Why don't you
hold
hold
on.
Ralphie? Ralphie is like, he clearly wants to talk to you.
This is what happens. This ball gets stuck underneath the couch in between the pillows right here, and then he just digs the whole time and barks at it, and then he gets it back, and then he just does it again. So let's see if he does. I just launched it. He's chasing it now.
Okay, while we do that, let's play, since you're our resident shark, I want to do a rapid fire of sort of buy or sell. We're talking investments, Fortune magazine, you're $69,000 in Apple. Here we go. I want to know if you're buying or selling the Bengals. They basically need to win out, Gronk, to get into the playoffs. Steelers, Cowboys, Titans, Browns, Broncos, and then the Steelers again to end the season. Are you buying that the Bengals make the playoffs?
No, I'm selling that they're going to make the playoffs. I mean, they're a good team, and obviously their slow start at the beginning of the year finally caught up to them. Usually they can overcome that over the previous years, but they're going to have to change something in the offseason program this year and in training camp next year, so they get off to about a 3-0 start, a 2-0 start next year, because you know it's derailing them at this time right now. They're going to not make the playoffs, like I said at the beginning of the year. Kay, it's too tough of a schedule. Too many tough opponents, especially 2 times versus Steelers, and they got to win out to make the playoffs, basically. I'm selling.
Steelers this weekend make me nervous. Waymo self-driving cars. These are those cars like an Uber with nobody in it. Are you buying or selling those?
Well, actually, that's a good thing that when I was in Arizona a couple weeks ago with my agent, he goes, yo, look, I'm getting picked up by a car that drives itself. And I was in shock. I truly didn't believe it. And I walked outside to the parking lot where the valet is, and I saw this car pull up and pick him up, and there was no driver. And then I videoed him going away as well. And he sent me a video of him on the highway. I was mind blown. I'm buying. I think it's one of the coolest things out there. And I feel like it's safer as well, because technology these days, especially with Elon Musk out there, I think it's just booming more and more. I'm buying.
Gronk's buying Elon Musk. There's a headline. Okay, Brian
Here we go.
Dable.
Are you buying? Are you buying or selling that Ralphie's going to keep barking? I'm buying because he's a maniac.
I just think you need to cuddle him. Why are you go pick him up, scoop him up, give him some love.
All right.
Give him some
Just shout at him a
snuggle.
little bit. He's good.
Don't shout at him. Okay, how about Brian Daboll? Are you buying Brian Daboll or selling Brian Daboll as the head coach of the Giants next year?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I mean, this is tough because, like I said, like I've always said, he was my tight end coach for 3 years in New England. We won a Super Bowl together. I loved him as my coach. He made football fun. So it's hard to go against him because of the relationship that we have. So I'm going to buy that he's the head coach of the Giants next year. There's so many head coach turnarounds. I just feel like they need more opportunity and more of a chance to continue to develop and grow. So I give him at least one more year. I'm buying it.
Love that. Or he'll go, if they did get rid of him, I imagine you'd think that he might just have better luck in a better situation somewhere else. Like he's one of those coaches that if they got rid of him, he would be a hot little name out there.
You think so? You think so? I mean, I hope so too. But I mean, definitely an offensive coordinator role. There'll be a position, available for him, but maybe just not as a head coach. Because sometimes when these head coaches get canned at such a young age, they don't really hop to another team right away. But in some cases they do. But I can like Josh McDaniels. He went to the Broncos first year, and then he took off being a head coach for a while. Then he went back to the head coaching situation. But we'll see. I hope he continues to have success. I mean, I hope he has success in the future with the Giants.
Yeah. Okay. They play the Cowboys tomorrow. We'll get to that. Guys, put your bets in over on FanDuel Sportsbook for that. How about a let's get through these a little quicker. A midday Thanksgiving nap. Are we buying or selling?
I'm buying. Anytime you can get a power nap, ooh, you're good for the rest of the night.
I can't imagine you power napping.
I was actually about to take one at 10:45 right before I got on the show, 10:45 Eastern for about 15 minutes, but I just powered through it. I took a shot of espresso actually instead.
A shot of espresso. We love it. The Bucks, your Bucks, a 9 seed right now in the NFC. Okay. Buy or sell, the Bucks are in the playoffs.
Oh, this is a tough one, but I'm going to buy just because their division isn't that, credible. I mean, everyone's around 500. The Atlanta Falcons have been tanking the last couple games as well, which has been great for the Buccaneers. So I'm buying them. Hopefully they turn it on. I mean, Baker Mayfield's been an absolute dog lately. So bye.
Geno Smith, he goes to MetLife. He played there, of course, didn't go that well. He's killing it for the Seahawks right now. Are you buying that he'll get applause from that New York Jets crowd?
I'm gonna send the voicemail. Getting a call. Just sent them the voicemail. Don't worry, Kay. I'm back in the show. I'm gonna say I'm gonna sell it because I don't believe that he should get an applause or he should get booed. I think it should just be neutral because he gave his best shot when he was there, but it didn't really work out, So I just think it should be neutral. I don't think there should be love given from the fans because he didn't really do much, but also it's not like he tanked or anything. So I'm going neutral. I still sell.
It's very fair. I was watching, so Packers play the Dolphins tomorrow. We're going to get into all the Thanksgiving games. You've got some cool parlay stuff going on. We'll do some props, which you killed, and I can't believe you haven't even brought it up yet. Very classy of you, Gronk. But I do want to ask you, I was talking to Levante David yesterday. It's just so fun. Such a legend. Love him. I was listening to the broadcast, Brady, who's killing it, Niners, Packers, and there was a play that caught my eye. Take a look at this.
24-7 here. As Allen gonna let one go in the middle. Oh, what a catch by George Kittle, who's behind him. He spun around and get it. That was sick.
And I like that throw by Allen. Gives his receiver a chance to make a catch. I ran that play about 1,000 times to Gronkowski. I know it well. And I know that the defender, when they're tracking from behind, hard for them to get their head around. Really good throw and catch by Allen and Kittle.
I could, without seeing him, hear his head sort of go back to as all the times that you guys ran that Brady Gronk special. What is the Brady Gronk special?
Well, first off, I liked how Tom Brady called me Rob Gronkowski there. That was maybe the first time I've heard him ever call me by my, first and last name instead of just saying Gronk, especially to the fans out there that just know me by Gronk. So that was actually a pretty cool moment right there. But what made it so special is we put the work in. You know, we built that chemistry up throughout my rookie year, all the way through the time that I retired, and just built upon it every single practice, you know, running routes after practice, making sure that we're on the same page. And to have that back shoulder, it's kind of like a back shoulder play, type of connection that Brady always told me, hey, even when you're covered, you're always open because you're bigger than the defender and you're also more athletic, so you can go make the play. So the guy's on me. So Tom's such a great quarterback, and that quarterback right there, the backup for the 49ers, he knows that Kittle is covered right there, but he also knows if you throw it back shoulder, since the guy's a little bit ahead of him, that Kittle's athletic enough to turn around and make that catch and use his body because he's a bigger guy than the guy that's defending him, which is going to basically be at all times, because we're tight ends, we're basically bigger than all linebackers and safeties. Just box him out a little bit and go and make that play. And that's what George Kittle did. And that's where tight ends make their bread and money, is right there. Right there on those type of throws and plays.
Love that. We have a Thanksgiving triple header. By the way, Levante David, or later in that broadcast, Brady said that he's working tomorrow for that game, of course, on Fox. He said he was going to eat turkey, or him and Kevin are going to be like needing bibs or something like that. And Levante David said, I've never seen him eat anything.
It's actually the truth.
Yeah, he's not eating turkey. There is though, Gronk. There's one, I think it was pre-Gronk Patriots, where he is, there's an image that comes into my head where he is biting into that cold Sunday Night Football turkey leg.
Yeah, well, did he take a bite, and it was probably for TV, and then he probably turned around and just went and spit it right out.
Yeah, that's good acting by Tom Brady. Triple header tomorrow: Bears, Lions to start the day, Giants and Cowboys, and then we have Dolphins, Packers to cap it off. You cooked up something for the first game tomorrow. Let's take a look at your Gronk makers. You got David Montgomery, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Who else?
For a touchdown, right?
Yeah, you got Jameson Williams
and DeAndre Swift. Correct.
I love it. All of those guys need to score a touchdown. It's like plus 3,359 odds or something crazy. And this was a preview, guys. It's not on the site yet. So this is a little preview for all of you who want to go have some fun on FanDuel Sportsbook before you go out and get drunk the night before Thanksgiving, like all people should. Go and make sure you guys get this. Amazing odds. This is very aggressive by Gronk. Very aggressive, but I'd love to see it. The Lions, my friend, are 10.5-point favorites tomorrow. Who wins?
Well, first off, you want to know why that same game parlay is going to hit tomorrow? Because last week I was 0 for 4, I'm pretty sure, for my anytime touchdown scorer. So let me tell you, when you're 0 for 4, you bet on me the next week, because I know how to make a comeback and I know what's going on. So bet that. The odds are good. If you want to, make some money overnight on Thanksgiving Day, do that same game parlay. But we got the Detroit Lions and Chicago Bears. I mean, I'm going with the Detroit Lions. They're too fearless. I love just how they're playing. I love Coach Dan Campbell. They're a true football team. They run the ball. They pass the ball. Jared Goff has just been a stable quarterback in that pocket and just been running the offense very well. So Detroit Lions, no doubt about it.
All right, love it. Let's bring in Hamilton. Hamilton, take it away. A little turkey. People eat turkey. We like ham around here. Hammy, give us some props. Let's go. Let him brag.
All right, the Gronkening is happening. Kay, you went 1 for 3 last week. Gronk, a perfect 3 for 3. So your lead is down to just 2 at 17-15. What do you have to say, Gronk?
Oh, yeah. Football doesn't start until Thanksgiving, and now I'm about to start. And I knew Thanksgiving was around the corner, and that's why I went 3 for 3. And I'm ready to continue the success and take over and have victory by end of the season, baby. Let's go. Whoa!
All right, let's keep that success rolling, Gronk. We got a special one for you here, because Amon-Ra St. Brown's line for receiving yards is set at 69.5. So do you think he goes over or under that?
Well, I just talked about in the media over the last couple of days that I've invested $69,000 in Apple, and it just skyrocketed. So Amon-Ra St. Brown is on the same page. He is going over, baby.
All right, Kay, on the Bears side of that one, Caleb.
Gronk, you don't even know who you were talking. It's Fortune magazine. You're like, I talked to Fortune 500. So you're the funniest person I've ever met. Go ahead, Hammy. Go ahead.
All right, on the Bears side of that game, Caleb Williams' line for passing yards is 227.5. So does he go over or under that?
Everyone's complaining on Twitter that I go over too much. The problem was I over celebrated too early. Gronk's completely right, but I'm going to hit the over here anyway. He's beaten that in both games, that line. Bears are going to have to throw a lot, I think, to stay in this one. I think it's a little closer than people are expecting. But even if it's not, game script is on his side to sort of keep throwing and throwing. So I'm going to go over.
All right, Gronk, let's move to Giants-Cowboys now. The line for Tyrone Tracy's rushing yards is 63.5. So does he go over or under that?
I think he's going to go under. I mean, Micah Parsons, the Cowboys, they kind of have some momentum rolling right now because of last week. So I think they're going to stop him, and he's fresh. He's a fresh face, so I'm going under.
Yeah, he's had a couple fumbles too. You wonder how that plays into his usage. I like that one. CD Lamb's line for receiving yards is 67.5. So does he go over or under that against this Giants secondary?
But I hate those. I love Gronk with those Fox promos about eating lamb. I'm gonna say he's averaging like 80 yards a pop. Okay. The volume is happening with Cooper Rush. He's got a lot over the past 2 weeks, so I'm seeing that there's a little like resume, a little track record. They're going to feed him, and I think it's going to be hard for the Giants to keep him from doing the damage. I'm going to go over.
All right, let's move to that Thanksgiving nightcap. Dolphins, Packers. Gronk, give me one touchdown scorer for Green Bay in this one.
Oh, I'm going to go with Christian Watson. I'm not going to do the obvious with Josh Jacobs. He's minus 165. Christian Watson, this guy's a touchdown scorer, especially his rookie year. He's going to show out. He's due for one. Let's go.
All right, Kay, your turn. One anytime touchdown scorer for the Dolphins.
I'm going to go Tyreek Hill. Okay, he's not scored. Where has he been? He's not been in the headlines. And then all of a sudden he's popped off. Tua's back there looking better. I'm in on the Dolphins. He scored in 2 of the last 3, by the way. He's going to keep it rolling. So to recap, I'm going to say Caleb Williams, because of game script, is going to have to throw. They looked good to me last week. 227.5. CeeDee Lamb over his receiving yard line on FanDuel Sportsbook. Tyreek Hill, anytime touchdown. Gronk Scott Amon-Ra, over 69.5, wink, wink, yards. Gronk has Tyrone Tracy with the under 63.5. Christian Watson, anytime touchdown score. FanDuel's offering all customers a no-sweat same-game parlay. By the way, for the games tomorrow, there's 3. It's a turducken of goodness over on FanDuel Sportsbook. So head to FanDuel Sportsbook and claim your no-sweat token. Basically, you can use it on any 3+ leg same-game parlay and with plus 400 odds or longer that you put together with a mix and mash, whatever you want with the Thanksgiving games, which is awesome. You can use Gronk and I. Gronk is pulling away almost, if I'm freaking out, guys. Go listen to Dudes on Dudes with Robert Gronkowski, as Brady would say. Happy Thanksgiving and enjoy the chicken souffle.
Yes. Hey, Kay, happy Thanksgiving. Hamilton, happy Thanksgiving. And I'm just thankful for the FanDuel team as well and being able to come on the show and share Ralphie with the world every single time.
We love Ralphie. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll be back with Garrett Wilson and Kevin Durant after this. Thanks, Gronk. Hamilton. I noticed that too when Gronk said, when Brady said Rob Gronkowski. I was like, what is that? What? So official.
Yeah. Very formal.
Okay, great. Chicken souffle made its way into the conversation. We always love that.
We did it.
Is there anything you want to do in break? We'll have time for everything. Yeah.
Okay.
We're in good shape. Oh, great.
Yeah, we're making good time. Yeah.
Great. He's great. We once played Flip Cup against. Too funny. Okay, so we've got props out. We're gonna get you guys some Kaymakers still in the show. Couple DFS plays. I'm excited about the daily fantasy thing.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, because I like that you can play it in states where you can't bet too. You can just play it.
Yeah.
Wherever, which is nice. These games.
We got to track our picks for that too. See who wins.
Do you eat the turkey? Since you won't eat the turkey tomorrow?
Me? No.
Nothing. You haven't. When's the last time you had turkey?
2012, I think. Yeah.
I love turkey. People hate Jared.
But my mom, she makes sure I have plenty of stuff to eat. You know her.
That's the best. Unlike me, who on a 30-day road trip, and we're like, here's a Cliff Bar, and that's what you get for today.
Cliff Bar on a Celsius. Yeah.
10 pounds lost later. We were in great shape. We look good. We look great. We could have walked that Victoria's Secret fashion show, the two of us. It was great. Okay. We did have, how much time do we have here, Derek? Just break-wise? 30 seconds. Okay. We could do that, Hamilton. We should, okay. I tried running that fast food thing, if Garrett's listening, to my family at dinner last night, just to have something to talk about, because it's just so pulling teeth, and like it completely failed. Like nobody understood. I didn't have the right setup. I needed it. Like I was like, well, no, if you were to build a Thanksgiving plate, Adam, based on, and he's just like, what are you doing?
You need Garrett on your family vacations. That's it.
I need Garrett. But guess what? I have Garrett right here. Welcome back to Up and Adam's Big Show. We got little Kevin Durant coming on. Big Show, meaning Robert Gronkowski graced us with his presence. He gave us picks and props and an outrageously aggressive touchdown, anytime touchdown score parlay you can play over on FanDuel Sportsbook. A little preview of that. That one will be out tonight. Yesterday afternoon, I got to talk to Garrett Wilson. Okay. He's having an incredible season. He has been a bright spot. He's so fun to talk to, and he's got the Seahawks on the docket out of a bye. Okay, we have to get down to business. I have some serious questions for you, and so much has changed since we saw each other in New Jersey in August, and I think you know what I'm talking about, and that is the Cinnabon in Livingston Mall closing.
You know what? I had no clue. I had no clue what you were referring to. What about it?
I mean, you were all over it. You were hot about it. Your Twitter is my favorite. Why did that bum you out so much?
Honestly, there's not much at that mall. So I live pretty close. There's not a Cinnabon nearby, and I die for cinnamon rolls. Like I love cinnamon rolls. So having that there was perfect. And it's closed. It's been closed for about a month and a half now, maybe 2. I went back because I didn't believe it the first time I went. So I went back, and that's when I dropped that tweet, because I was just like, this is ridiculous. Like,
cinnamon rolls are my favorite thing in the world. So when I saw that tweet, I was like, relatable. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Our producers reached out to the Livingston Mall information and got no answers. They won't reply. So I'm super sad about that. But while we have you, I want to power rank the best mall/airport places to eat. Blind rank the following, and I'll give you, it's a 1 through 5. So where would you put Cinnabon?
I'm assuming one of the 5 will be Auntie Anne's. The pretzel spot.
That's your 1?
That's my number 1. I ain't gonna fit it.
Panda Express.
Panda Express 3.
Orange Julius.
I haven't had Orange Julius, so we're gonna go 5 with that one.
Sparrow is your 4.
Oh, Sbarro, the pizza spot, right? Yeah, that's 4. I like pizza, but nothing, especially being up here, like Sbarro ain't as crazy as I thought it was when I was young.
Well, while you were at the mall, you picked up a gift for everybody for the holidays. One of the best catches of all time, Garrett. Week 9. You might be sick of reliving it. You had the Jordan catch against the Texans. I do want to say that moment was great, and I'm so happy for you. And it overshadowed that other touchdown. And that's the one I want to talk about, because you make this one-handed snag on a dead sprint. You run past the entire defense for the score. And I just feel like it didn't get enough love.
Yeah, that's fine. In this case, it's like a good thing. It's not like it just got overshadowed. It's because I would say I like one-upped it to everybody. So I'll live with, it not getting maybe the praise that you deem it worthy of. But yeah, at the end of the day, like, just find a way to catch it, no matter how it ends up, how it may go or look. You just got to find a way.
If the Jordan catch is the best play from your young career, where do you put that one?
I put that 3rd. Yeah, I put that as the 3rd, just because of the Bills game last year and the fact it was on Monday Night Football. I feel like I got a lot of love for that one, and I felt pretty good about that one.
You're fresh off a bye. We've got the Seahawks this week. I love this because it's you up against your former teammate, Jackson Smith-Njigba. You guys are facing each other finally for the first time. I need to know, what are the texts? What's the conversation?
I'll probably text him like night before the game, try and get in his head a little bit. Until then, it's nothing. I ain't hitting him. I know he's been cutting up, all year. I don't want to mess with his mojo. But yeah, like night before the game, I might be like, just a little something, maybe, we'll see. I'm kind of spontaneous usually, so maybe I won't even send one. But I'm excited to see my dog, and I'm sure we'll chop it up before and after the game. Maybe do like a little jersey swap. We'll see.
You're here with Dr. Teals, which I love, and it's used really for a lot of things, but stress relief is one of them. Are you stressed out about anything, Garrett? Stressful season?
Uh, Yeah, I can't lie. This game's, when you love it as much as I do and you put as much into it, it can stress you out. And that's kind of, the balancing act. I love it, but a lot comes with it. And obviously us not playing up to our standard, not doing what we should do is frustrating. So I try to do anything I can to remedy that. And like you said, one of those is Dr. Teals. It's something that my mom introduced me to when I was in seventh grade, which is
Wow.
crazy, for it to come full circle like this. So honestly, it was before seventh grade. Seventh grade is when I decided to take it on as my own little routine. And it's only recently that I found out that it's with magnesium, which really helps restore and relax my body. And, all those things are things you need when you play a sport like this.
It's all about wellness. It's body and mind. When I think of Dr. Teal, I'm like your mom. It's just comfort. It's
Yeah.
comfort. It's so many health benefits. I love that you're working with them and that you clearly like it means something to you more than just a
Yeah.
brand. Love to see. We got to talk about your team. Let's get into it. Your quarterback went on McAfee today, as he often does, and he said that it's all up. He sort of his future is up in the air. He'd like to be a Jet if he plays next year. What do you think? What does that? What when I say that to you? Where does your head go?
Obviously, I've really valued getting to know him over the last 2 years. And the way I approached this season coming into it was that this was our one chance to go and get it, right? So anything on top of that is like a cherry on top if he wants to come back. But obviously, it hasn't gone how we expected and wanted it to go. But with that said, it's still been a blessing, and it's still been something that I'll value for the rest of my life. So either way, I'm fulfilled. It's besides the fact we haven't won. Um, but I just want Aaron to do what's best for him. At the end of the day, he earns to go out on his own, you know, um, I don't know, his own mind state and feeling how he wants to feel. So whatever he wants to do, I know that we'll all support him and me being at the front of that for sure.
I talked to Devonte Adams this morning, and he said we're playing for pride. Like he had the same thing, great bye week, like everyone's fresh. Do you relate to that, or are you playing for something else?
Yeah, no, always playing for pride. That's whenever you're competitors like many of us are and take this thing as seriously as we do, no matter what our record says, it could be 10-0, 0-10, you're always playing for that. To think we're going to go out there and lay an egg because our playoff hopes aren't as strong as they might have been to start the season, that's just not realistic, and it's not the way any of us are wired. So, yeah, no, Devontae exactly right.
I know you're playing for pride and all of that. And Tia, what is success for Garrett Wilson at the end of this season?
Obviously, I just want to keep this. I want to find a way to get to 1,000, and keep this streak going. As long as possible. I feel like when I look at guys like Mike Evans and stuff like that, like the main thing I think about is their consistency and how no matter what may have happened, in the in between, as far as seasons, they always found a way to put their stamp on it and get to 1,000, right? So, can't have 9 straight years, 5 straight years doing it if you don't have 3. So that's where I want to get to, and that's really it. But obviously win a lot of games during that, and I feel like the way to do that is to play my part. I feel like I have a big role in this team to get us to where we want to go and win those games, and I think naturally it'll happen if we want to finish this thing the right way.
Let me tell you, you've certainly done that, and you've been that guy for this team, and the bright spots are yours.
I
So
appreciate it. Thank you.
2,000-yard seasons. He wants his third. You heard it here first. Aaron is feeding him. He's got 108 targets. Only CeeDee Lamb has more. We'll see what they can do against a guy who's going to, I think, get the best out of him in Jackson Smith and Jigba. Love Garrett Wilson. Wish him the best. We're back after this on Up and Adams and Kaymakers for your FanDuel Sportsbook pleasure. Hey, Ham, where's that coach question? You want to hear
Mike
Gronk's
McDaniel.
answer. Where's
You're ready to give your own?
No,
Um,
yours. Yours. Where is
no,
that?
no. We don't need mine.
No, I need yours.
It was above question 7. We have the SOT. Would we be able to pull back the SOT of Mike McDaniel on the floor from
Yeah, that
Gronk?
Derek. It's back in the Gronk
On the
land of
floor?
it's
There's a bullet in
yeah.
question 6.
Packers
Let me know if we have
3.5
it.
point favorites at home. Mike McDaniel on the floor. They, of course, they go way back. They love each other. So basically, the coaches, of course, talking leading up to the matchup. McDaniel complimented LaFleur on all of his success, and he said this.
I'm just gonna have to concede. He's probably the best looking guy out there. I mean, let's just be honest. So I'll concede that title for sure. You think so? I don't know. You think so? You prefer Sean McVay to Matt LaFleur? I can't wait till he hears that.
Who's the he's talking about? He can't wait till which one hears that? Till Sean McVay hears that, or till LaFleur hears that McVay is hotter?
I think to LaFleur, till LaFleur hears that McVay is hotter.
Because Matt LaFleur knows rightfully that he's hotter. Is that what kind of he's saying?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm asking earnestly. I didn't.
Yeah. No. I think that's what he's saying. That was my read on it.
Can't comment on this. I don't think if it's not appropriate. I will say, well documented LaFleur girl over here. Big fan of LaFleur. He should be coach of the year. Yeah. McVay has a charisma though. He's got an intensity. But we got to what do the people think? Similar facial hair. The one on LaFleur is more manicured, I feel like. McVay's got that hard. I'm going to talk about hair here. Looking what I look like. He's got that hard selg thing going on up here, though. But they're both.
We talk about the eyebrows so much with LaFleur that the beard. Derek, our director, is actually telling us that chin strap beard is tight.
What I learned from that is that LaFleur takes pride in being the best looking of all of them, because him hearing that somebody thinks McVay is physically more attractive would send him into a tizzy.
That's a good point. He's
not wrong. I'll do that. Everyone's great. You have to be good looking to be a coach these days. That's just what I want to take you through. A backyard Thanksgiving touch football game situation. Let's pretend this is happening. It's in that beautiful yard of yours with the Simpsons and the Marvel stuff. 4-on-4, all NBA players, Kevin. You're picking the team. So I need a quarterback, I need a running back, I need a wide receiver, and I need a flex. Whatever position you want. Who's the rest of your team?
You said a quarterback? My quarterback would be Jalen Suggs. You heard of Jalen Suggs?
No.
See? You gotta do your research. Jalen Suggs was a hell of a quarterback in high school, plays for Orlando Magic, 6'3", 6'4", athletic, can jump, run, he can do it all. I'm taking Jalen Suggs. I need a flex, you said?
A flex? Go. You can do, yeah, you need a flex, you need a running back and a wide receiver. This is backyard Thanksgiving touch for all NBA.
All right, my running back, I'm going Scoot Henderson. I'm not going to throw the names that you know because I'm trying to teach you about our sport too, so.
Got it.
These dudes are athletic. You got to check them out too. You can't just look at the LeBrons, the Stephs, the Giannis.
I only have eyes for Kevin Durant, as we all know. I don't want
to look at me more than those other guys, but you got to look at the other guys in the league too. So give me Jalen Suggs, my quarterback. Scoot Henderson.
Okay.
Trailblazers is my running back. My wide receiver is Wembanyama.
I know. The Parisian guy with the long arms.
Know him. You have to know Wemby.
I do know him.
Yeah, I taught you this much in 12 weeks.
And then who's the flex?
The flex. My flex, I'm going to have to go with an OG who's still at his athletic peak, in my opinion, and go with Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook. He broke a record the other day. So I pay attention.
200 triple-doubles for his career, the first.
What do you think about that?
He's the king of the triple-double. So I just knew this was going to happen back 10 years ago. It's nothing new to me.
Can you cook?
I can read directions.
Okay, so if you have to, it's like on you, Thanksgiving, You have to make something, the best thing you can make, and pop it down on that table.
Mac and cheese. Mac and cheese.
Now, are we making it from scratch? Or are we
from scratch? What do you mean?
Or using like a craft?
Making the noodles. I'm making the noodles too.
You're not making the noodles.
All right.
Wow. I mean, you lie to me more than maybe anyone. Like your height, whether or not you're all of it. We've got a trend. We got a trend happening here.
That's crazy.
Happy Thanksgiving, which you're enjoying by yourself. I don't believe a day to
Who knows?
yourself.
Who knows? We'll see. I don't make the rest of the day of.
One day I'll get a personal question answered out of you. One my goal. That's what I'm thankful for, you making my job interesting and a challenge. And we love to see. All right, time for some Kaymakers. Let's do the turkey games. Bears, Lions. Gronk took everybody from this game except his boy Sam Laporta. I don't quite understand that, so he's mine. Chicago hasn't allowed a touchdown to a tight end since week 1. Laporta scores. Cowboys, Giants, give me that lamb. There's a food joke there that Fox promos have made all week, but he and Cooper Rush have been getting better chemistry, the volume's there. Whether it's a pass, is it a run game thing? I don't care. McCarthy's going to find a way to get CD the ball in the end zone. Finally, Achane. Give me Achane at Green Bay. I'm in on the Dolphins. Way too good of a return, by the way, value-wise, for a guy that has scored 6 times in his last 5 games. These are my turkey Kaymakers. I love it. And if you want to keep the action rolling, Hamilton, you can definitely help me out here. We've got the 25K challenge. Get on in here. I'm very excited. FanDuel partnering with Hammy and I on this. As many people as want can play. There's thousands signed up already. You basically make a DFS lineup. We're giving away 25K total in cash prizes. Top prize. If you think you're better than everybody, and you are, we're going to cut you a check for 5K. Okay, it'll filter down there based on where people finish, and you can set your lineups on FanDuel Fantasy. We love fantasy. It's how we kind of like Hamilton and I first bonded. I'm going to go, by the way, I will say, Derek Carr is a guy getting your lineup here. He's got the Rams. 15th in salary. He's nice and cheap at 7,300. I also like Bucky Irving. Bucky Irving got a lot of volume. I don't think they're going to give that up. He's 17th at running back. He's got the Panthers. $7,200 price tag. Mwah, he's really turning it on.
All right, I'm going to go with Justin Herbert up against the Falcons. I know he's coming off a little rough one, but the Falcons defense has been giving up a lot of points to quarterbacks. And I'm going to go with Ramondre Stevenson. Again, bounce back game against his Colts. It's allowed the 3rd most points to running backs.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We'll be back on Monday. We love everybody here at Up and Adams and everybody at Up and Adams. Happy Thanksgiving.